Obrigado. To all of the earth angels of the world. Mm-hmm. Yes, love it. Okay. I said I'm going to amp up my hydration again because, yeah, my health specialist said get yourself rehydrated, rejuvenated, push the fluids, and you already know how summer is, and people don't, drink water, they're just drinking pop, anything but water. So, yes, hey. Yeah, that was an inspirational piece talking about elevating your mind. And that's the message today. What is in your house, Earth Angels? And is your mind full of color? And just so you know, these color ranges. They have this beautiful jewelry on here. Okay, so is your mind full of clutter? Or are you, letting go of what no longer serves you, and receiving clarity? Yes, and that's what you have to do every day. Or that's what she said, every day. Every day. Yes, this is something that you need to do because, you lose focus, and at the end of the day, you say, well, my God, what did I accomplish? What did I do? Look what you could be spending for just a silver chain. And you just did the humdrum autopilot, working, without any thought given to it. And so, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're not talking about Bachelor Nation right now, Grant. He's already gone with Juliana. That just popped up there. So, okay, yes. And so, this is where things just. Yes, this is what we're doing. Earth Angels, if you're not rehydrating, I don't know what you're doing. All right. And it's hard because when I go to work, you need self-control because what do? You go for your favorite Coke, Dr. Pepper, whatever, pineapple Sprite, all these fancy drinks that they have. And so, I'm going to answer this some more. I mentioned before about missing out on some prized possessions, in my opinion. And oh my God. And to see this now, 20 years later. And so, I know it needs to elevate your mind. I might have to just play it for you again. Hold on. I'm about to turn down this. I just love watching. Especially the particular rare design. I'm gonna hand over to Tony right away because it's only 13. All right, so I'm going to turn out this. I mean, honestly, Tony, this is showing stunning jewelry. All right, y'all, 1 second.
Am I correct in saying that your favorite gemstones are sapphires?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay, her favorite.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Sapphire. What is your favorite?
If I could share with you a lesson.
Turn it down and focus on what we're talking about here. I'm back. I know I had to turn it down, or otherwise I'm telling y'all to focus and, get some clarity in the house of your mind. And I'm going to start talking about jewelry. All right, so let's get right to it. We're just going to talk about the combination of things of your mind and relationships. Because get your mind right and everything else falls into place. And so in God's law, um, as a man thinketh, so is he. So there you have it. Okay. Okay. It's getting there. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. You know, I'm growing my plants out here, Earth Angels. Let's see what's happening to them. The rain. Come on, walk us here. Oops. Go. Go. She won't go there. That's how cats are. If you say do something, they're like, I am the queen of this. Don't tell me what to do. That's my cat. It's no sense to me saying nothing. Okay, but look, I gotta show you. I have this tomato plant. I have other plants out there in bigger pots. I just didn't feel like grabbing it and then bringing it in. But I know you're gonna say, okay, what are you growing? All right. I have some plants out there, and I did put in peppers, onions, tomatoes of my own. This one is from Walmart. But look, I'm looking at the green shoots coming up, you know, the little blooms, and I have some bigger pots out there, and you know how you're supposed to put in there, okay, what it was that you planted. I don't even know what it is. I feel like bringing it in here and showing y'all. Could you tell me what this plant is? Is this a weed or what? But each year is different because last year I grew a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes and nothing else worked. The year before that, my lettuces came up. I planted lettuces and I was completely shocked that I got huge, lettuce heads. And then the year before that, I only thing that come up was kale. Like I had a whole bunch of kale plants, and yeah. So anyway, yeah. What I'm mainly talking about is the house of your mind, Earth Angels, and to, release what no longer serve you. Let go of the clutter so that you can hone it in and focus, and receive your answers from God, the God in you. And yes, I know y'all heard of the chosen one, and I call y'all Earth Angels. So, um, we're going to go to a few passages in here to help us on our way today. Okay. Let's go to. Okay.
Before you go to sleep every night, visualize yourself being doing an act, which is when you impress the subconscious just before going to sleep. The subconscious works with that
Okay. Let's see.
idea that you've given it, even while you're asleep. The subconscious.
Okay. Well, he was giving us some valuable information there, and I really don't feel like getting back up. He was speaking on the mind, and before you go to bed at night, how to relax, light a candle, whatever it is that you do to relax. People do the baths, aromatherapy, music therapy, all of that. And how they say don't watch bad things, horror flicks, and the news and crime shows, Law and Order and all that stuff before you go to bed, because that is all you're going to dream about. And that is so true. So I finally stopped watching the 10 o'clock news because I couldn't stop thinking about it, what happened, in our town or wherever. And so he's saying to, do the focusing and compelling thoughts to help you relax and even, pray, not just, oh, I'm doing the music therapy, aromatherapy, but to meditate and pray, you know, in God's frequency, on God's, frequency. And how do you do that, Earth Angels? You do it by giving thanks. And so many of us forget to do that. You get up in the morning and go about your day and you're just hustling and everything and forgot, to do that and to give God thanks for, this beautiful day. So, um, yes, and here I put in my notes that start by saying each day that I am so grateful and so thankful, Elohim, for everything you have done for me. And I have, different things written down here. I thank you for my blessed health, home, and other things that I have, written down here. And so that's how you do it. And so when the universe recognizes, and because you think that God doesn't hear you, but He's hearing you, but are you hearing God? And so the universe boomerangs it back to you. When you're giving thanks and you're happy and grateful for everything that God has done for you, the more you get. And if you're, in that elevation, that frequency, all right, of gratefulness, God is blessing you tremendously. Yes, He is. You, everyone, your family, the purpose, whatever it is, your children, your husband, your wife. So, um, you know, here I have here being phenomenal and practicing changing your mind. It'll change your life. And so, do you believe, that you can change it? And here I said, if you believe you can achieve it. And so, it's still here. What I'm putting here is going back to the past. When you keep looking in the rearview of you being unloved, neglected, abandoned, losing a job, losing, you know, a marriage, you know, if you keep living in that rearview mirror, then that's what's just going to keep boomeranging back to you. And so when you let it go and let God, watch what Elohim, the gods of this world, do for you. You accept it, forgive them, and then you can move on. Those robocalls, get them all day, every day. Those, it says spam. Okay. So anywho, it says, okay, this is what I have here. Someone raised in a positive, loving environment. See, that's what, you give to the universe, that positivity, that loving energy. Okay, that's what it's all about. And so, here I have, be a part of God's great success that is already in you. And so, doing that is practicing. Change your mind, change your life. That's how you do it. And what took me so long to get here to this point is I just kept saying to God, what am I doing wrong? And I found out that I'm trying to do everything in my own power, and it hasn't worked. So I found out that to sit back and relax, that's okay. That's what Dolores Cannon said. To sit back and relax when you ask the gods to guide you and to help you, and you're manifesting what you already have. Uh-huh. The love, the love energy, all right, the cosmic energy, whatever it is, then that's what the universe gives to you. All right, so here I have love is energy. If you know someone that is down, here I'm saying repeat loving words to them, and there's a thought. I used to have 1,000 praise words for children. You're great, you're fantastic, you're amazing. And so these are the things that you want to say to someone in your life, because love is energy. And if you know someone that is down, you absolutely can send them love. And they're going to say, wow, I don't know what has changed or why I'm feeling this way, but I'm feeling so much better. And so love is energy. All right. So, yes, if you know someone that is feeling down, send them love. And you're probably saying, I've never heard of this, but it really is true. Like, I feel when someone in my family is happy or sad, and I'll send them, a loving word. And that's how you do it. Because we're all together. We're this whole big galaxy of beautiful energy together. So we are spirit beings having this human experience. And so um, here I'm saying that I said here, don't look at your circumstances. Okay, just look at the bigger picture, the ending. Because if you're constantly focusing on, well, I'm not making enough money, I'm not this, I'm not skinny, whatever it is that in your mind that you are working on, you know. And so if you're talking about the negative, the mind is going to gravitate to that. You're going to spend your whole day without even realizing it being negative. And so that's when you feel it coming, when you see it, when you hear it, all that, just cut it short. All right. Don't entertain the negativity because your thoughts, all right, it's all in your thoughts because those negative thoughts are not your thoughts. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So in your mind, sweep out the negative thoughts because they come for no reason. Let me tell you something. I lived my whole life and I can tell you that I've been having like the craziest thoughts. Like, on mountains and I'm flying or something crazy happened and it's like eh, I never in my life have what is this brainwave stuff that's popping up here all of a sudden? It is what they're doing to us. They have these waves, these frequencies going, okay, and um, well, on your iPad, your smartwatch, smart TV, and you're getting hit with all these waves. Because I'm like, did they just read my mind? I'm like, I can't tell you how many commercials just popped up. I'm I'm wanting, believe it or not, yes. I'm like, oh my God, I just want, you know, a steak, you know. And these commercials come up, or I'm just thinking of this restaurant and it comes up. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And it does that on my phone, you know. If I'm thinking of something, it pops up on my phone. And I'm like, we have no idea how far along this powerful connection that we have with God is. And, the interference of evil, because in this realm, it is good versus evil. And so we take the side of good, of course. We take the side of God. We already won. Our Creator created us, so we won. Yeah. All right. So on the mind, so in the title there, if you see where I said the house of your mind, all right, is it full of clutter, earth angels? What do you do to release what no longer serves you? You can write it down. Look, I have so much written here. It would take me hours and hours to read all of this stuff to you that I have written down. Um, so, um, I mean, I could go ahead and talk about Israel because here I said that God's people, the Israelites, the Jewish people who, they just walked around for 40 years because they refused to listen to God and, missed their blessing. And, they were just trampling along from desert to desert, in the word, if you read in the Bible, how the Israelites, God had blessed them and gave them the promised land, but they didn't want it. They were doing whatever they wanted to do. And for some reason, they say that that's still what's going on today, that the Israelites, in the Holy Land, those are not the original Jews. And so here I'm saying that the living God, the living word is in you, in Israel, you know. And so God's chosen people, which is you, earth angels. And so you're a chosen people. And here I go. Here I said, visualizing today and giving thanks to God for everything that He has done for you. And that's what it's all about. When you just begin to take a few minutes out of your day, I know it's hard to do, take a few minutes out of your day and hearing God's voice and asking Him for an answer and to give you a sign. Absolutely, earth angels, for whatever it is, your breakthrough. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Whatever it is, your health. Okay, witchcraft. Whatever is going on. All right, so here I have a revelation here. The pain of staying the same is not greater than the need to change. I'm going to repeat that. Pastor Johnny Hunt. The pain of staying the same is not greater than the need to change. Yeah, I mean, if you stay the same, it's painful, but when you change, greater later, yeah, you finally become great. Okay, because you said, I can no longer live like this. And so when you finally conclude that, changes happen almost immediately. You're going to be amazed. All right, so here he says the enemy does not want you to think about your future. Your future is right now. Ministers in jail addicted to pornography and moved to child porn because that's what Satan does. He'll give you a trickle of, the smoke, and then, he amps it up to dynamite. Okay. And so people think, okay, well, I'll, I'll just pop this pill, all right, I'll be okay. It's gonna relieve this pain that I'm having, from whatever, you know, childhood trauma, divorce, whatever is going on in your life. But see, it's not the answer. Elohim, the gods of this world who created us, is the answer. And they're giving you the answer. They're here to give us the answer. And if you want it, earth angels, if you want the answer, you're getting it. Okay, you are getting it. All right, so here it's saying how ministers are no longer preaching the laws of God. And so a city of refuge here is saying assisting the people having a relationship with God, family, and minister is, oh, okay. Here I put where it says that ministers are giving up. And I'm like, well, what happened? You preached God's word and having faith, and no weapons formed against thee shall prosper, and all of these things. And the ministers, how in the world are they losing faith? And then their sheep, follows right along with them, you know, or they just leave the church and go, somewhere else. So no bueno. This is no good. Um, and so here I put constant every time you're on social media, all the negativity pops up. And here I put where uh, naked woman, pornography, the enemy is subtle. Like I was just saying, you know, like I said, he starts with that trickle, and then you say, oh, I can test that. I could try that. Oh, wow. I could try this ecstasy, this pill, whatever it is that you're doing. And then you don't know when to stop. You sit up there and go for the dynamite and blow up everything. All right. And then you can't put the pieces back together because you decided to, self destruct or whatever it is that you're doing. And so here I wrote that uh, refuge ministry is helping assisting people in their relationship with God and family. And I put here where it says that the stronghold of demonic activity, uh, social media is always, like I just said, popping up, all that negativity, naked woman, pornography, 80%. And it's true. I, on my phone, it's all over. It's in the, I didn't even know all that was in my spam. If I could play it back to, show it to y'all on the screen, how my spam folder is so full of uh, people looking for dates, uh, naked woman, call me, uh, uh, another one I can't even repeat. It's like I can't believe, because I'm like, you know how you get shadow banned if you're doing that on your social media. So how is it that they could send all this negative stuff to your email and to, your social media? I mean, I just don't get it. Like even with the commercials, they'll have on there, oh, chat line and, talk to this beautiful woman, which obviously the one that they're showing, that's not who you're going to be talking to. And, they're playing off of, the enemy plays off of people's trauma, um, whatever it is, neglect, abandonment, their, anything negative, play off of that and try to say, oh, well, I'm lonely. And then you get yourself into something that you have no business getting into. All right, so this is on the house of your mind, archangels. All right, so look at this. Ephesians 3:21. God is giving glory to his church. You have all the glory, the power. And so here I put hope for the marriage. And in society, the problem is, okay, in marriage, I put here tops, finances. Okay, that we all know that divorce ends, all of that, the no fault divorce and all that, the finance problem. When you watch divorce court, finance problem. All right, so um, here I put the biggest level all over the world. Satan uses sex. Satan uses sex constantly to deter and detract, and sabotage marriages. And it's more, that's part of it. you know, but I'm just, saying what I've written here, that it's more to it, it's respect and honor in a marriage, and in a relationship. Okay, if you don't have that, then you have nothing. Okay, so, um, I mean, this here, I, okay, here I put, you need to understand what's going on with your husband if he's involved in pornography. Okay, and then here I put where pimps makes thousands of dollars off of prostitutes. They use women for their own gain, and I put here where they are weak men. Obviously they're not the caliber of man. They're like the broken men, the uh, the low value, because they don't see the value in themselves, and then therefore they don't see the value in their woman and children. And you see it all the time. The disrespect is unreal. And so, yeah. And on another video, I was talking about, how couples would come into, our job, and the woman had no say. The man just completely controlled everything. If I mean, she was literally asking, can she order such and such, off the menu, which was absolutely bizarre to me. I feel like if you want this platter, or if you want, you know, this, seafood or whatever, how? I mean, I was confused that you had to ask, and this isn't a Michelin 5-star restaurant. So, anywho, then it was just the opposite, where this couple had came in and the woman had controlled everything. The man had to ask, can he have such and such? And now it just reminded me of when a whole family came in, there was a wife that wouldn't let anybody get a word in edgewise. She ordered everything for everybody. And oh my God, I just couldn't believe it. The husband was so passive, y'all. I mean, she took over everything and he just stood there. He wasn't allowed to say anything. And then she directed, I don't know what she was upset about when I was putting in their orders. She, what was it? Her son, the big boy, he wanted something, and she said, no, you can't have that. And I was like, okay, Dad, this is just a few dollars here. I didn't know what this is all about, what they come in here for with this. And nothing from Dad. I mean, when I say he was a wallflower, that was an understatement. I don't know what was going on, but the wife controlled everything. So, um, here I wrote, you need to understand what is going on with your husband. And so the patriarch, I don't know why people keep saying that woman runs the household. Okay, I'm understanding what they're saying, because that's how I am. I can understand. Okay, you're saying yes, she takes care of the children, she cooks the meals, you know, cleans the home, helps them with their homework. So yeah. Um, so the patriarch, the man, is the head of the house. He is the leader. The woman doesn't wear the pants, but this woman, she wore the pants. And I mean, I just didn't understand what was going on, y'all. So here I said that God has called you for a purpose. All right. And so the Spirit of God in you, and I put here to pray daily because we are spiritual beings having this human experience. Okay, so here I put God wants to give you something. God's power is within you. And uh, God said you are not alone. I love that. Yes, the power of God is within you and you are not alone. And so that's what I was saying just a few minutes earlier, how Satan used his subtlety to try to trick you into doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Okay. And so you have all the power, earth angels. Satan does not. You're giving him the power, because you're falling for his little trickle, his tricks, oh, try this, do that. Satan loves to send his agents. I see it all the time, everywhere I go. I'm like, what is going on? I mean, it's like to me, I just don't understand why people are entertaining this, you know, because I think you get more by following God's principles, following God's laws. Yes, I could talk about me. I didn't follow God's principles and laws, and I reap what I sow. Everybody does. And so you're better off taking the path, the right path, the strong path. All right. Not, thinking you can get off easy. It's just not going to happen in this life. It's not. All right. So here I have you cannot do it by yourself. God has saved you for this very moment. Activate God's laws in you, his ordinance, his structure. And I put here, start your new beginning. Enter into your prayer room. Yes, by praying, talking to God, your house of mind, reaching out to God for his guidance, for his mercy, for his grace. So, yeah, you cannot do it by yourself. Absolutely. So, I could go on and on here. Um, Here I have oneonacademy.com at Damon Davis. And I'm going to get back on there. I have him here on the ending of Breaking Strongholds. It's a spiritual battle. You're divinely appointed to be here. And it's oneonacademy.com at Damon Davis. So it's the number one, ONONE Academy, ACADEMY.com. Okay, I am about to, this is meant to be Earth Angels because I haven't got on Damon Davis in a while. He's also a motivational speaker. So this was meant to be. All right. So I am going to get on here, his website right quick and see what he's got going on there right now. Here I wrote where he said, pray for a breakthrough. Absolutely. Okay. So on my next live, I'm going to absolutely speak on any breakthroughs that he's talking about. Here he says, pray for a breakthrough. Break the spirit of limitations. Okay. So, Earth Angels, pray for a breakthrough. Break the spirit of limitations. You are powerful. You are capable. You are infinite possibilities. Nothing is impossible with God. Absolutely. And so, on that note, I'm going to leave you with that. Then, this was meant to be. So, yes, break the spirit of limitations, Earth Angels. That's my message for you. All right. So, yeah, absolutely. I love this. You have the power. You have the power, Earth Angels. So, today, if you are feeling limited, go ahead and break that spirit of limitation because you have more power than you could ever know. God has given you the power because out of the presence of God in you is power, abundance, everything, all of that. And you're saying, well, it's not da 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 da, this and that. Okay, see, that's not what we're doing, all right? Because we're on God's frequency. We already elevated and reached up to God. Okay, you're not on that low value, that low life. You're on growing. See, look, that's why I showed you in the beginning. You see this beautiful tomato plant that I got? It smells divine. Okay, and I've been watering it. I haven't even had it a week. So it's going to bloom beautifully. You already know that. So you see, it's in the little, pot. I'm going to put it in a bigger pot and watch it grow and reap the benefits of caring for this beautiful tomato plant and enjoy luscious, delicious, juicy tomatoes. And that's how you do it, Earth Angels. Just do it. What are you waiting for? I want to know, Earth Angels, what are you waiting for? Okay. So, yes, there are no limitations here. All right. It never was. It was all in your mind. The house of your mind is powerful, Earth Angels. Yes, I am and added to it. Have a beautiful day. Love you. Thank you for supporting my channel, watching me. Yes, as always, I'm here to uplift you. Thank you. Bye.